Good afternoon, everybody. Goodness me, do you know, just writing the date of 31st of December, this is the last tile we're going to do in 2021. Oh, it's been quite a year we've actually done. Well, this will be the 103rd tile this year that we've done just purely on the lives. That's not including the Advent tile calendar that we did or any of the stencils. It's just purely these lives. So hi, thank you for joining me, everybody. So glad you could. I know it's a busy time, but hopefully we can have just 5 minutes or maybe 40 minutes just out of our day just to have a go at something. So okay, what do we have with me? If you've got a ruler or some sort of measurement, that would be great today. I don't normally measure things, but I think it might help just to sort of get proportions right. If not, you can do it without. It's not a problem. I've got my regular pen, pencil tortillon, and I've got my white pencil because, of course, I've got a coloured tile, and it might mean that we can use that. So, here we go. Are we ready? Goodness me, this is exciting again, isn't it? So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to come in with my pencil, and I'm going to use that straight edge, and I'm just going to mark corner to corner. And you're going to do this lightly because you don't want to really see the lines when you've finished. And of course, see, I've not gone right up to the corner. It's not such a problem, but I'm not going to go right up. But as long as we've got a decent line down there. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nicola. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was spent some time in the office, did a bit of work and did a bit of drawing, and of course prepping for the class on Monday. That's exciting. So first class of the new year. You see, I'm just lining up my ruler here with the edge of the tile, and then of course that centre point, because I want to also put a line down there. I'm going to turn it round, do the same. Just mark the centre. See, I'm just making sure that that line is level. And then another one there. So I've got that kind of thing. So far we can all do that. It's not a problem. What I do want to do though is a little bit of measurements. And again, you don't have to do this. It's nice to sort of give us a starting point. So I've got 3.5 centimetres. I'm going to put a mark. Oh, there you go. 3.5 centimetres, put a mark. And then I'm going to count 1.5 centimetres back and put a mark. Okay. So again, you can do that by eye. If you want to do that by eye, it's fine. But there you go. There's my half. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to come back 1.5 centimetres. So I'm going to do that on all of them. Just so we're on the same sort of, there you go, half there, 1, 2, 3, just checking. There we go. I think sometimes when you start to create a design and you've got, a bit of a guide, it just makes life a little bit easier for you. So, but not a problem. So there we go again, look, 3.5 and then down 1/2. Oh, a bit big. It's okay, I can rub that out, it's fine. And of course, today I'm going to have a look. I can't tell you how impressed I am with all the Advent calendars that you've done. And I did say that I'd be awarding some prizes, and today's the day. So I've been very, very keen to see what you've all done, which I'm blown away. I really am. So rather than pick out certain ones, hang on, there's half. 1, 2, I'm just checking. There we go. We've listed all the names. I've written all the names down, and I'm gonna pick some at random. So we'll get some prizes off out in the post soon. All right, okay. So we've got this all set up. We don't even need the ruler anymore. That was just to give us those indications and those lines. So I'm going to come straight in now with a pen. Already. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down to one here. So I'm going to go from here in a curve to that one there. Okay. Doesn't matter which one you start at. And then the same here, look. So I've got that shape. And then the same again. From here to here. And again, here to here. I'm going to turn it that way because it's nice to get those curves going, the same sort of movement if possible. And then here to here. And then last one here. And then down. Oh, I'm going to turn it that way. That way. Okay, so I've got that kind of shape. So far, so good. All right. So I'm going to now put a little bubble in the centre there. There we go. All right. So you can do this whichever way works for you, whichever way is more comfortable. We're going to use the bubble to go round and join these points up. So you can go this way if you want, or you can go this way. It really doesn't matter. I think what I'm going to do is go round the bubble and up to the point that way. Okay. So then let's do the same again. Now this time I'm going to go to each one of those points. Okay. So same way each time. Round the bubble to each of those points. Round to the point. Round to the point. Round to the point. And round to the point. Okay. Not too bad there. Okay. So imagine now, sort of about halfway there, or excuse me, imagine sort of a bit of a curve. So I'm going to go from there to there. Same here. Now, of course, if you've gone the opposite direction, yours is going to look just a little bit different. But it's still going to have the same principles. We're still going to join and create this little shape in the middle. All right, not forgetting the ones on that side. And there to there. Okay, so we've got that in the middle. Oh, thank you, Vicky. It's lovely. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's going to be a better one, isn't it, this year? It is. Okay, so let's focus on this middle bit first. I'm going to take one space at a time. I'm going to work with this one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a line from this point along here, and I'm just going to come out a little bit further, you see? And then I'm going to go from this point, and I'm going to create a line along here, and again, just coming out a little bit there. And then from this point along and just out. So exactly the same shape every time from this point along and just out a little bit. And then this one along. And then from here out. And then from here out. You see, each time I'm starting where my pen finished and I'm just taking it out a little bit. Just working my way down until I've got no space left to do any more lines. Okay. Oh, deep breath. Next one. So I'm going to work in exactly the same way. I'm going to start at this point and then I'm going to come out and down. And then along here and back. And then down. You see, exactly the same as the last one. So each time I'm working from that point where I finished and then just taking the shape out a little bit. So making little triangles. Each one same as the last. Same again, like always starting from that same point, you notice. I'm not getting crazy and starting from different sides or anything like that. I'm just working on exactly the same point. And you see, you can turn your tile if you want to, but if you get used to it and you want to just sort of stick with it, same point, look. There we go. And just sort of enjoy making these little lines and just sort of seeing it work its way around. Oh, Shirley, take a deep breath. Come on, we'll do this slower. From this point outwards. And then from here I'm going to do another one. See, I'm just going to bring it down here. And then I'm going to start here and come to about here. See if you think that putting a little dot is going to help. So you know where you're going. Then do that. You see? And then once you sort of get the hang of it, sometimes it helps putting your finger, you know, where you ended. And then each time you can sort of work it round. There's all different ways of doing it. Just find one that works for you. Don't sort of think it's a difficult one. Just take your time with it. It's exactly the same line, same curve, same process, all the way around each one of these. And you notice that each time I'm starting in exactly the same point for each of those shapes. No pressure, no rush. There we are. Just sort of working my way along. Okay. And then along. And just sort of keep it going. Oh, that is something, Rose, you've reminded me. I've got to get mine done. I've got an idea in mind, but I've just got to sit down and get it done. My tile swap. There you go. Whew. It is a little bit iris folding, isn't it? There we go. I'm just trying to zoom. There we go. So that's our first sort of point of call. I think what I'm going to do is fill in that middle bit. You don't have to. You can add a gem in or whatever you want to do, but I think I'm going to do that. Well, I have done, so there we go. All right, next bit then. I'm going to work from these sort of points. You see, I've got this curve here. And I'm going to just sort of work along, you know, just to create a continual shape there. You see? And then same on the next one. And turn it round. Same on the next. You see, I'm following that line and I'm giving myself a more natural curve as it sort of takes off from there. So we've got that kind of shape. All right. So next bit then. I'm going to just work on these lines here. So I'm going to create a little aura there. A little aura there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in, see, starting in the middle, sort of a series of lines. Now you notice I've got a little curve on them. That's just because the shape I'm working within is a little bit curved. Okay. There we go. So the next one, I'm going to work on here. Line there. And a line. Okay. Oh, it's a good job, Rose, isn't it? We're all full. I knew we all got a little bit crazy, the tile swap, and we thought, oh, shall we do one over the Christmas period? Because we're going to be busy, but it's kind of nice. And I did give you till, is it the 10th? Yes. There we go. And then here we go to the next. There we go. All right. And along we go. Into the next one. Just sort of working along there. And taking that from one bit to the next. And the next one. Putting that little aura in again. And then you have a look at how this is going to sort of pan out. It's going to be quite a detailed one. I know it might be one that you've got to come back and have a look at. It's just a little bit of a challenge for the weekend. Oh, Barbara, you've not missed the tile swap yet. It's on there. We did it on the 3rd week of December, and it's not due until the 10th of January, so you can get that done if you want to still. All right, there we go. So let's have a look at the next bit. Okay, gonna work on this section here. So I'm gonna just start by again creating a curved line in the middle, going to that pencil line there that I first drew, and then if I can, I'm going to get 2 either side. See, 1, see, following that curve slightly again, same here and the same on that one. All right, and I'm just going to put a little dot on the end of each one. All right, so then I'm going to turn the same, do it again, start in the middle, creating that curve as the first, 2 on this side, and then 2 on this side, just sort of going on one side, you see, just going to that line that we drew the very first time, and working just sort of little dots. There we go. All right, next one, same again, from the middle and then down and along, 2 on one side and 2 on the other. There we go. So I suppose you're all going to be up partying tonight, is that right? I'm going to be having an early night, I'm afraid, so I'm expecting fireworks and things to go off because they usually do around where we live. But I have to be in the studio tomorrow for 7 o'clock. I mean that it's a 2-hour drive. It's a 5 o'clock leave the house in the morning. So while you're all still slumbering and sleeping, I'll be driving over to Peterborough tomorrow. But do you know what? I don't mind. It's kind of a tradition now to go on to Create and Craft, isn't it? To go on New Year's Eve. But I like it. It's nice. Oh, is that right, Kathy? True, yes. Gosh. Oh, goodness me. Do we all know what anybody's doing? It's really, yes. To be honest, we don't really go out on New Year's Eve anyway, but here we go. All right, we've still got this point here that we need to address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one from here to there. And turning it round. Oh no, Jenny, that's the other thing, isn't it, with fireworks and dogs? That keeps us up as well. They're frightened to death. Wish they'd just keep it to events, you know, but no. Alright, now sometimes if you want to do this in pencil first, go ahead and do it. But what I tend to do, you see, I'm just sort of aiming where it's going to go. So I've started to draw, but then I'm looking where it's gonna end. Just take your time with it, it'll be fine. Okay. Oh, Caroline, no. I hope you're not suffering too much. Okay, and the next one. Okay, along there. All right. While we're in that sort of mode, I'm going to aura just along these edges as well. There we go. So from here, I'm not going to do it in one whole swoop. I'm going to do it in sort of these sections. So from here to here, then turn it slightly. Here to here. See, just from point to point, little bits at a time. Just following that shape. And again, if you want to do it in pencil, please feel free. It's nice to be able to do it straight off in pen, but I know some of us are a little bit shaky when it comes to doing slightly longer lines. Okay. Of course, if they go a bit different, some a bit thicker and thinner, it's absolutely fine. Just a bit of a border. Okay, same with this one. So they should sort of join. There we go. Let's have a look. There we are, so we've got a bit of a shape in there. That's different, that is, isn't it? All right, next bit then. Let's work on these sections here. So I'm going to come in using that line as my centre point, and I'm going to create a little sort of offset teardrop that way. And I'm going to do the same that way. Okay. Oh, Rose, those metallics are lovely, aren't they? I'm going to use them again tomorrow with the lotus. I'm taking the lotus back on. It's one of those fantastic stencils that it was actually, I think it was my first of the concepts. You see, there we go, got that kind of shape there. All right, next one. Oh no, Jackie, symmetry. Yes, it's great to do, isn't it? It's a good exercise, this, and just working with a little bit of structure. And of course another, if you can get one in. And then this one. So I'm aiming for sort of 3 either side. Okay, so I've got my 2 in the middle there, then I've got another 2 either side of that. And then again, one this way. And of course, another that way. Alright. Oh, Rose, the lotus is absolutely beautiful. I've got some fab samples. I've got an original piece that I did as well. I'm taking with me. It's downstairs actually, so it's all ready to load in the car. Well, it's just one of those stencils that you come back to and you think, oh, what am I doing? I'm going to do it that way. Gosh, I can't believe, you know, I haven't used this more. It's just lovely. There we go. Oh, symmetry's out the window there for that one. Well, that's okay. Doesn't matter. I was thinking about drawing the lotus then. That's what it was. Okay. All right, so there's our shape. Good morning, Diana. Gosh, it sounds a bit crazy saying that because it's starting to get a little bit, well, the next hour or so it's going to get a little bit darker over here, so I know. All right, so let's work on this then. I'm going to just come on in. Actually, I'm going to swap my pen for a thicker one. Here we go. I've got an 08. All right, see the difference in size there, can't you? Oh, yeah. I'm going to just add in a little aura on the inside there, and then the same one there. Okay. And the same here. This is why it's nice to have a thicker pen, isn't it? Because you don't want to be doing this with your finer nibs. You want to be able to just get some ink in there and go with it. Of course, the time it takes as well. All right. Turning it round. Same again on this one. I'm just sort of, you can create all the shapes first if you want and then colour them in. But it's entirely up to you. There we go. Oh, missed a bit there, look. And this one here. Okay. Just sort of working my way around the shape now. Just adding in these little sort of shapes. And in that little bit of black in there, it really adds to the drama of it. You know, it needs light and shade, and it needs heavy sections and lighter sections. So actually putting some of this on makes the difference. There we go. And, it's really important, you know, when you're creating your own designs, it is worth looking at what little bits there can you sort of fill in, and what bits need a little bit more attention. So I'm just going to come in now. I'm back in with my fine pen. I'm just going to fill in any of the space left there with bubbles. And you see that I'm also filling in with ink as I go. Now, of course, we've just said about filling in with ink, use a thicker pen, but as you can see, the space is quite small. So getting that 08 pen in there is not going to help much. Okay, I'm just going to work my way around the tile. Just sort of enjoying filling them in as I go, really. And of course, if you don't want to do bubbles, you could always put lines in these spaces, or again, you could just completely fill them with black ink. You know, there are options, but it's nice to have a few bubbles in there. So you just filling them in where you can. Of course, by just systematically working your way around here, it just sort of gives it a little bit of a process, and you forget how far around you are, and before you know it, it'll be done. Oh, you're having so much time on these, enjoying it, you don't really want it to end. Just keep doing bubbles. And then, you know, adding this little bit of ink as you go. See, just there we go, nice and gently filling the bits in, and bubbles where you can. Okay, and on to this one. So it just sort of finishes that section off, and it brings those sort of little teardroppy shapes forward. So you're getting a bit of dimension in there before using any pencil, tortillons or anything else. It's a nice little way of sort of adding that depth. There we go. Just bringing them in. Right, just a few more to do. And then that's that section completed. Nice and gentle, there we go. Alright, let's have a look at this. Okay, that's Benji realising he can bark. Okay, now of course you could take this a step further if you wanted to, and you could actually put this design here in the corners. I think though for this one, I don't know. Maybe don't I? Yeah, let's just do it. I'm just going to extend that just a little bit further then. Oh goodness me, I do apologise. That's Seth. Oh no. So let's have a look. Same sort of thing. Let's go a bit bigger. To be honest, it's probably something I've ordered from Amazon anyway, so it's my fault. So let's do the same sort of thing, look. Gonna do one either side. Okay. And then maybe one there and one there. Okay. And then same again. One either side. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. They always like having their last say, don't they? They've been told to shut up. No, they are funny. And this one. He'll be up in a minute telling me there's been somebody at the door. Okay, I'm going to come in with that pen again, the thicker one. I'm just going to add in that little shape there. Same on this one. we go. And that one. And along this one. There we go. Do this one here. Let's turn it round. Little one there. So it does not make light work of it using that pen. Okay, so let's have a look at where we're at. Okay, so not too bad. Oh, where have we gone? Oh, there we go. There we go. That was my lack of lampshade at the top. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a border in here. Just going to sort of join the two shapes together here, just with a little bit of a wavy border. And then same on all the other sides as well. Of course, you could come in with your straight edge if you want and do a straight version. But I'm just going to freehand it. Right, and there, yeah. Along to this one. Okay, see, I've not gone to the corners, I've just gone to the actual shape there. I've left them. I think I'll put a little dot, you know, just to finish those ends there. Okay, so pen away now, and as long as it's dry, I'm just going to come out, and if there's any sort of little lines left that you can sort of remove them just before we do the shading. Of course, so just make sure your ink's dry. There we go. There's not many. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? I love that. So, okay, let's go in a bit and create some shadow. So, first thing to do then, as you see here, we've got sort of, how do I explain this? Let's go with this one. You've got a very narrow bit, and then you've got a point where it fans out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pencil in that narrow bit. So you see here, look, I've got another one. It's very narrow here and then fans out there. So I'm going to put my pencil in there. And then same on this one. Thin here, so it narrows out, gets a bit wider there. Okay. And then if I actually use my tortillon and soften that one first. You see, you're getting that kind of shape there. All right, so then let's move on to the next one. See, let's have a look. See, this one here is wide here, narrow there. Put your pencil in. Narrow gets wider. See? Now, if you feel that you want to shade this as you're going, feel free. I'm just doing it so you can see where we're working with it, because once you've got your head around it, it's not too bad. See, that's quite narrow. Narrow bit, narrow bit, narrow bit. You see? Narrow bit there. And again, just bring in that tortillon and just soften the edges. And again, I'm not taking it all the way up to the edge. I want to put a bit of white on there. Okay. I went along this one. I see I didn't do that one there. There we go. So narrow there. And along. I say, if you want to use your tortillon as you go, or if you want to do all the pencil first and then the reveal afterwards, it's entirely up to you. I just wanted you to see where those shapes are going there. Okay. And again, I'm not completely shading the whole thing. I'm just adding some. I want it to go to sort of nothing in a short while. You see, look, I've missed one there. There we go. Alright, that's that little bit done. You know, you can always come and add a little bit more. Oh, Alicia, I'm sorry. So I was a little bit quick there. Maybe stop and pause me again and watch that bit again. Okay, next bit is this one with all the lines in here. And what I'm going to do is shade it on both sides of the line. Okay, so I'm going to turn it round and do the same on this one. You see, I'm not being light there with the pencil. I am putting quite a bit on. Same with this one. Okay, so then back in with that tortillon, I'm just going to sort of work it round there. Just want to get that going. Okay, same with the next. And again, if you want to wait and use your tortillon at the end, do all of it. But because there's quite a bit of it, I just want to make sure that we all know what we're doing, so we can do the bits as we go. This is a really nice one, actually. You could do this. I know if you've got your tile box that you're still thinking you don't know what to do with it. It's a great one for on the top of that. You know, something decorative would be lovely. All right. So, back in with the pencil. Just going to add a little bit here. And a little bit here. Just on to the next one. A little bit here. A little bit here. Turning it round. Same on this one. Turning it round. Oh no, using that, I've got missed one out. Using that tortillon just makes real light work of it, doesn't it? And you sort of think, how does it do it? See, I'm just working it along. And this one towards the centre too. There we go. Okay, so we've got a bit of a highlight there in the middle area. Okay, let's do this one. Same this side. Okay, I'm just going to do a bit more there. Can always go back and do a little bit more work in it. But yeah, see, it's blended. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky because I'm looking at it from round the camera sort of thing. And it's only when you look in the camera you think, oh, missed that bit. On this one. So imagine doing this not just with, we started sort of with 4 shapes. What if you did it with 8? And you made a bigger one. It'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Okay, back in with pencil. So you see I've got quite a lot of black going on here anyway. So I'm just going to add my pencil just to the edges. See, just sort of like little zigzags. And you see where I've got some bubbles that are quite big, like that one. I'm just going to add a little smirk on it. So, you know, maybe the odd one. Not all of them. And again, I'm just going to work around. See, when I get to the corners, I'm just going to do the same on the corner. So, same with the next one. Look, I'm not pressing on too much here now. Just giving it a little bit of graphite. See, just sort of a little zigzaggy motion. And working my way along each one there. Oh, do you know, I just missed. I've just gone back to do that corner one. Just reminded me because there was a corner one there. Alright, moving on. And, okay, all done in that sense. I think while I'm here then, I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of pencil just around the outer edge there. And I'm not pressing on too much, but I am adding a little bit in there. It's sort of all the way around. Might as well. It's a different shape as well, isn't it, this? because perhaps we've measured it this time, it's got a little bit more of a symmetrical appearance to it, hasn't it? So okay, just gonna work on these, pulling them down just a little bit, you see, just so they've got a bit of shadow on that top section there. Just nice and gentle. Of course, if I've got one that I've added a little bit of a smirk on, let's fill that in as well. So, oh, look, I didn't do that corner one either. Said I was doing them, then I didn't. So let's do that one as we're going. Okay, onto this one. So again, I'll do that corner one, and then just sort of soften the edges around these. Because we've not pressed on too much, they're not going to take too much. In order to soften it off a little bit. See the top edge there. And then in with this one. And there we go. A little bit different, isn't it, doing it on the top? You know, we don't normally always, we'd normally start in the middle and work your way out, but I thought we'd go a bit different today. Again, like just sort of a little bit there. And in there. Okay. So now I've not put much graphite on there, but I can add a little bit, so it's a bigger one. There we go. And then let's do around the outside. So again, I'm just going to start it with little swirls. You see, going the other way. I'm not going to go out the border, but when I've got a bit more space, I can just sort of swirl it a touch. And then just sort of ease it off, less pressure, just to give it a bit more of a softness about it there. Alright, same along this side. Notice now that I am going along sort of the two sides there. Whereas before we just worked on one edge, going all the way along. There we go. Turning it round again. See that there a little bit more. So okay, you can go out of the border if you like. I just decided for my tile I'm not gonna. Yeah, just a little less pressure as we go further out. There we go. Same on this one. So sort of working my way around. Goes pretty well, doesn't it? Once you get going with it. Alright, oh, missed one there. So I think a couple more jobs to do here. I think we'll go in with the black ink first. And what I don't want to do is I want to just pick up on a couple of areas. Here we go. So, for example, you see here where we've got these little rows. What I want to do is I want to come back in and just sort of, or maybe not with the 8. Maybe with a smaller one. Is I want to just come back in and do that little sort of aura there. See, just sort of round there. And same here. So I'm doing those two lines and those two lines. And again, those two lines and those two. And then of course this one, there and there. Now if you want anything else to sort of stand out, then you can go ahead and you can add a little bit more black, but I think maybe just a little bit, you know, just the starting point around that centre. Seems like ages ago since we did that. You see, I'm just taking it a little way out. Not all the way along. I'm not redrawing it all. Just putting in that line. See, just a little bit darker in the middle there. Okay, so let's bring in the white pencil. We just want a few highlights. So as we know, this is not a white regular normal colouring pencil. It's a chalk pencil, very, very soft. And of course, if you've got one and you sharpen it, the ideal way is to put it in the freezer for 5 minutes and then sharpen it, because it's very, very crumbly. So you just take your time when you're doing it. So okay, what I'm going to do then, let's go in a little bit more. Oh, Nadia, I'm not faffing yet. But maybe when I start with this, I might go back in with the black pen and all sorts. Okay, so just adding some white to the tips, you know, where we said it fanned out and got wider. So I'm just sort of going in, adding some, there we go. Do that. What a year we've had, haven't we? It's been horrific in some places, things, but brilliant in others. You know? Of course we can't forget the problems that's, you know, that 2020 has brought us, but, you know, we moved premises and held the first classes, so we met each other for the first time back in September. You know? And, that sort of things did open up a little bit more, although they've restricted a bit more now, but we're getting there. So, you know, there's been some good things. Don't just write it off. You know, look for the positives. There we go. You see, just sort of, see, I'm not going over the black lines. I'm just sort of putting a little bit in each section if I can. Now, I'm not going to blend this. I'm going to leave it. So, you know, just be aware of that. Of course, if you feel that you need to, it's fine. You can do that. Okay. All right, so that's sort of that section in there. Vicky, I have, yeah. January is quite a crazy sort of month for different bits and pieces. I'm just going to add in, see, a little bit of a zigzag here. Because, of course, we've got the classes on the 15th and 16th. But that means then that show-wise, I've been given the 11th of January, and I've also been given the 17th. You see, the 17th straight after classes. So there won't, there may be new things for both, but maybe not. Maybe a few little bits and pieces. But just going to add a bit of white there. You know, we've got ideas, but, you know, it takes time to get them sorted. I know we're pretty quick, but we'll work on it. Okay, so let's have a little look at this. Janet, yes, I am at CNC tomorrow. Yeah, for my sins. Okay, so at the moment I've got the whole section in the middle highlighted. I can come in and add just a little bit. I'm going to be a bit lighter. See, just in the middle there. Look at the difference that makes. See, just sort of like a little bit of a sketchy feel to it. Nadia, it's somewhere around there, yes, and it's around 5-ish, isn't it, as well? So I'm there. Got to be up at 5 to get there for 7, to be on for around the 9, to then wait around to be on later tea time-ish. Well, that's okay. I've got plenty to be doing. Lots of things I could take with me. Okay, I'm just going to come in now and add some white within. So I do apologise. I lost you there for a minute. And just inside that section there. Vicky. I do have the new book here, actually. I'll show you in a minute. And a little bit here. And then so work my way around. last bit. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Do we want to do any more with it? Not really. Or maybe just a tiny little bit of faff in that, yeah. I'm just going to add a little dot just at the bottom of those there. Just to sort of neaten that edge up. And then just make sure my dot in the middle is rounded enough. I think that sort of needs a little bit of a highlight there too, nothing major. But let's have a look at it. There we go. Goodness me, look at that. Never ceases to amaze me either. I do have a plan, but you know, sometimes they change things and it's amazing how they turn out. So here is our very last tile of the year. The basic equipment, really. We've not gone into colours and things, although you can, and you can eat your tiles, whatever you want to do. But we've kept it pretty basic. But I'll show you, I've got one here that I did in blue. A little bit, same but different. I've not gone as much white in there. But here we go. So I think this needs another coat of white. I did spray it, and sometimes the white needs another spray afterwards. So there we go. Different versions, and it's entirely up to you which one you do. But yeah, both working on the same principle. Just of course, you know, one a bit brighter than the other. I think yeah, I will actually go back and put some white on that one and just sort of bring that up to spec as well. So there we go. Oh, please give it a go. You know, try it. Work from scratch. Stop and start me. Mute me if you need to. But just give it a go. You'll be absolutely amazed at what you can achieve with it. So, okay, you want to see the new book then? You want to see what's going on? Okay, I'm just going to move that one out of the way, and I'm just going to bring this in. It's a little bit different than it's not an instruction book as we normally do. Here we go. Bless it. This is Leslie's because you tell because of the clip. So what I've actually done with this one is we've created a... I'm just going to... Dare I take that clip off? I can show you a little bit. We've created a bit of about this book and where it comes from. But also here, you've got a lot of prompts for starting to write if you want to. A little bit of journaling. Or just maybe to write lists. And of course, you've... in here, there's some places for tiles, and you can see there that she's actually started to draw bits and pieces. Oh, so let's take the clip off. There we go. So lots of prompts, sort of like something you like to do today, what's precious to you, what I need to stop. I need to stop faffing now, dear. Old friends and good memories. Of course, space for tiny tiles. Then, of course, you've got spaces to draw on, but of course your little pointers, little steps for doing different tangles, and of course not leaving you, there we go, completely alone. I've actually done some drawings in there as well, so there you go. That's one that's printed, but you can carry it on. There we go. And again, you see Leslie's been adding her tiles and putting in. See, this is start of a page, but then she's continued it. So it's giving you ideas of where to go, isn't it? There you go, look, more tiles. So whether you want to put tiles in, look at that one. Yeah, or whether you want to, let's have a look what I've got here. I've got a few samples here that the girls have done. There's one, look. So whether you want to put photographs in, a little bit of writing about, you know, what's going on. It's... yeah, Ree, it certainly is one of these useful books, you know, that you can look at. Do you know, even if you fill it in bits and then you sort of look at it on a day you're having a down day and you think, do you know what, actually, life's not so bad. So that's sort of where this is coming from. So let's have a look at the back page as well. So there you go. There's a little bit of a verse there. And it's all about you, this book. It's not about showing it to anybody else or you know, going and doing things with it. It's whatever you want it to be. It's going to turn out to be a little bit of a journal, I suppose, with tangling in the same way, and all those kind of things going on. So I think that would be lovely, yeah, to sort of work in and around. Absolutely love it. And it's actually got double-sided, 100 pages in. It's quite a lot to go with there. And of course, I know you've been asking for one for ages, so here we go. I've got you an 03 and 08 pen, and then I've got you your pencil and your tortillon all in a little pack. So if you were thinking of gifting it to somebody or wanted somebody to have a go from the beginning, then this and boot one and a few tiles, or this and this would be absolutely perfect. It's everything you need. So I hope you like that one, and I hope you you know, when you have a look at it tomorrow and you see what it is, you sort of, you know, appreciate where I'm trying to go with it. It's all about going back to that bit of mindfulness if we can. So, okay, with that in mind, and a quick look back to our tile just to remind you, here it is. Okay, so have a go, have fun with it, and I think I might even stick one of these in my new book. And yeah, have a great New Year's Eve and a happy New Year to you all. So you take care, and if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll be back in and speak to you all Wednesday. Oh, don't forget though to watch out for the little awards. I'm gonna announce some names well, before tea time, hopefully. So okay, that's all done, and I will see you in the new year. Have fun, everybody.